Hi everyone, I'm Fiona Gray, Marketing Director here at Equator, and welcome back to our quarterly roundup on what really mattered in digital marketing in Q1. So, first up, Google's Performance Max ads are becoming less of a black box. So Google recently rolled out some long-awaited features within Performance Max campaigns, and we've now got much greater visibility of things like campaign-level negative keywords, better asset group reporting, and search theme usefulness as an indicator. The last one is really important, and it means that we can now see which search themes are actually performing rather than just where your ads have shown up. So that's much greater visibility than we've had previously. So if you have been avoiding Performance Max because of the lack of control you've had over things, now might be the time for you to reevaluate. Moving on to number 2 is another one from Google, demand gen campaigns. So this is on the video side of things, and demand gen campaigns have now officially been stepped up as a replacement for YouTube's video action campaigns. So demand gen behaves much more like a paid social campaign. It's very much creative first, scroll stopping, very highly visual. This for me really seems to be Google leaning hard into the sort of visual commerce side of things and competing with the likes of TikTok and Meta by making YouTube feel more shoppable rather than just a place to watch content. Then moving on to number 3, AI and SEO. It's bigger than just overviews. So you knew I was going to mention it, but we do need to talk about AI and search. So yes, Google's AI overviews, which are those little auto-generated summaries at the top of the SERPs, they are expanding. People are clicking less, a lot less, and in many cases users are finding what they need without ever having to leave the search results. And this has had a huge impact on a lot of site traffic stats. And understandably, a lot of people are worried, but just as a reminder, we really should be focused on the quality of traffic over the quantity. And just because numbers are starting to perhaps go down, it doesn't mean that people aren't reading or engaging with your content. In fact, it may actually be the opposite. So SEO ultimately in 2025 so far certainly seems to be about quality and clarity. And AI is summarising content for users, so now our job is to continue to create content that is worth summarising. If this is an area that interests you, I would definitely recommend checking out our roundtable session that focuses on this in much more depth. So moving on to number 4, it's programmatic audio, and it is time to listen up. So you guys all know I absolutely love talking about programmatic, but it's because it keeps evolving and it keeps on getting more and more exciting. So here's a stat that stopped me in my tracks. So despite the fact that audio now makes up 29% of the amount of time that we consume media in the UK, until recently, barely 1% of digital ad spend was spent in this area. But that gap is something that's starting to close. And programmatic audio is growing really quickly, and Q1 saw more brands than ever jump onto the likes of Spotify, podcasts and digital radio through automated buying. And it's not just about reach, but it's also about the context that we can speak to these people within. So you can now target by things like moods, playlist type, and even weather triggers. And then last but not least, number 5, Microsoft Clarity and Google Ads are allowing us to see what happens after the click. So this one for me probably didn't make as much noise as it perhaps should have done, but if you're obsessed with conversion performance, which let's be honest, you probably are, or you certainly should be, it is something that can be a bit of a game changer. So as of Q1, Microsoft Clarity is now fully integrated with Google Ads. Ultimately, all of this means that we can bridge the gap between the marketing campaign and the user experience, and no more guesswork about why a potentially high CTR campaign is not converting. You can literally watch what happens. So for me, if I was to sum up this quarter so far, it's been about increased adaptability. And for me, the marketers who will win in 2025 will be the ones who know when to trust automation, but when to step in with a strategy and a human approach. So if you found this roundup useful, hit the like button, share it with your team, or drop your own Q1 takeaways in the comments section. We'll see you in a few months' time for the Q2 edition. Thanks.